This is the man's first day in a psychiatric hospital. Out of nowhere, a crazy old man jumps out and asks him, "How many fingers do you see?" The man hesitantly answers, "4." But the old man's response catches him off guard.
4? Another idiot.
Turns out, this eccentric old man is a billionaire cursed with savant syndrome. His fashion designs are unmatched in creativity. But in his relentless pursuit of innovation, he drove himself insane. Now, the man is a depressed patient with suicidal tendencies. He can't find any meaning or purpose in his life. But to give himself one last chance, he checked himself into this hospital for treatment. That night, curiosity gets the better of him. He finds the old man, hoping to learn the right answer. But he notices a paper cup leaking on the table, and instinctively patches it up with tape. That tiny gesture touches the old man in a way nothing else has. The old man, who wanted nothing to do with him, suddenly holds up the man's 4 fingers.
How many do you see?
4 fingers, Doctor.
No. Look at me.
He says, if you only focus on the surface of a problem, you'll never see the real answer. Look at me. Look beyond what's right in front of you.
Yes. 8's a good answer. See what no one else sees. See what everyone else chooses not to see. Fear, conformity, laziness. See the whole world anew each day.
Those words cut deep into the man's soul. So he asks, then what do you see in me? The old man doesn't answer that. Instead, he simply says, "Thank you, Patch, for fixing my cup." The man is confused. That's not even my name. Later that night, his roommate, who has a crippling phobia of squirrels, has another episode. He's convinced that the moment his feet touch the floor, squirrels will bite his balls off. So he's been holding it in all day, too terrified to pee. The man tries reasoning with him. They're the gentlest creatures on earth. One kick and they're done for. But the roommate doesn't hear a single word. Then the man remembers what the old man said, maybe he should see things from the roommate's perspective. So he makes his hands into finger guns. A doctor on night patrol walks by and freezes at the sight. Together, the man and his roommate wage an all-out war against imaginary squirrels. They win a glorious victory, and the roommate finally feels safe enough to use the bathroom. That's when it clicks why the old man called him Patch. Because the word means to fix or to mend. Maybe he's someone with a gift for healing people. Maybe he can help others find the courage to keep living. For the first time, the man discovers his purpose and his path forward. This is hands down one of the greatest medical films ever made. After leaving the hospital, the man changes his name to Patch. Over the next 2 years, he studies hard and earns his way into the state's top medical school. But on his very first day, his roommate Mitch greets him with snide remarks because the wrinkles on his face make him look older than the professors. At the opening ceremony, the dean declares, humans are not to be trusted. Only by remaining cold and detached can a doctor project authority. That's how patients trust your competence. But Patch doesn't hear a word of it, his eyes are locked on the beautiful Karen sitting behind him. The moment the ceremony ends, Patch rushes over to introduce himself. But Karen is completely put off by this older guy hitting on her.
Lesbian, ballbuster, airhead, leech, whichever one of these disgusts you the most, take your pick. Please, pass the word. I'm not here to date, I am not here to flirt, I'm here to study.
Truman happens to witness this awkward scene from the side. Two people equally hopeless with women, instant best friends. Patch tells Truman that everything the dean said was nonsense. A doctor should do more than treat diseases. The real job is treating people. We need to dive into the crowd, wade into the ocean of humanity. That's how you truly understand and heal someone. To prove his point, Patch drags Truman out for an experiment. On the street, he pulls all kinds of goofy stunts to greet strangers, while Truman takes notes nearby.
I reached her.
You scared her.
No. Wait for it.
The results are clear, people love the playful interactions. And Truman himself starts to be drawn in by Patch's unique charm. Next, they disguise themselves as senior interns and sneak into the hospital. While every other student is busy analyzing and observing the patient, Patch simply asks for her name.
I was just wondering the patient's name.
Marjorie.
Hi, Marjorie.
That one small greeting instantly eases the patient's tension. Patch then wanders aimlessly through the hospital until he spots the dean heading his way. He ducks into a nearby ward to hide. When he turns around, he finds a room full of children fighting leukemia. Patch walks over to a little girl's bedside. He doesn't ask about her condition. Instead, he sticks a rubber enema bulb on his nose like a clown. Then he launches into an over-the-top, ridiculous performance that has the girl laughing hysterically. Soon, every child in the ward looks up. What was once a lifeless room suddenly transforms into a playground, filled with laughter and joy. But a nurse on duty quickly catches him, and Patch has to slink away. To make things worse, he runs straight into the dean outside the door. The dean sternly warns him again, doctors must remain detached. Don't form any emotional bond with patients. Your passion alone won't make you a doctor. Remember, only I can make that happen. The threat in his words is crystal clear. He also forbids Patch from entering the hospital or seeing patients before senior year. But Patch has never been one to follow the rules. In class, while everyone else focuses on their experiments, he grabs a skeleton and puts on an absurd show, doing whatever it takes to spread joy. But this only makes Karen and Mitch resent him even more. On top of that, he sneaks into the hospital wearing ridiculous costumes. Even the strictest nurses can't help but crack up. The kids grow more and more attached to this unusual doctor. Because of Patch, they forget about their illnesses. All they feel is happiness. And the nurses find their jobs becoming lighter and more enjoyable too. Then exam results come out, and everyone is stunned. Karen, the hardest working student, ranks dead last, while Patch, the class clown, lands near the very top. Karen can't help but see him differently now. She's dying to know how someone like him studies, but Patch just pulls out a rubber ball.
An enema bulb?
Used to be. This amazing piece of rubber, when applied to your face, can brighten another person's day. Even a suffering patient.
I'm sure it's really great for kids.
Oh no, not just kids. Anyone. Patients are opening up to me, Corinne. They're sharing their dreams, their fantasies. If you hit on the right topic, they brighten up for one brief moment. They don't concentrate on the pain. They don't even feel the pain.
Karen clearly doesn't buy his explanation, so Patch puts the ball on her nose, then holds up a mirror. Seeing her own ridiculous reflection, Karen bursts out laughing. She starts to believe there might be something to his philosophy. That night, they sneak into a patient's room. They place a toy air rifle in the hands of a dying old man. Then they quietly stand up and twist balloons into all kinds of animals, helping him fulfill his dream of hunting on the African savanna. A young nurse hears the commotion and moves to investigate, but the head nurse stops her. She's already come to respect Patch's unconventional healing methods. The old man smiles with deep contentment. He says his life is now complete. He can finally leave this world with no regrets. In that moment, Karen finally sees Patch's one-of-a-kind magic. On the walk back, Patch confesses his feelings to Karen again. And this time, she doesn't shut him down. She doesn't say yes either. But she doesn't say no. One day, Patch visits room 305, the most dreaded ward in the hospital. He tries singing to win the patient over, but gets grabbed by the collar and hurled out the door. The head nurse can't help but laugh. So there is someone who can shut him down. But give up isn't in Patch's vocabulary. The very next day, he shatters everyone's expectations. He shows up dressed as an angel, stands at the patient's bedside, and recites poetry that voices the man's hatred of life. It turns out the patient has a terminal illness. The endless pain has consumed him with despair and rage. And Patch just opened the door to his heart. The patient finally laughs a real, genuine laugh. In the days that follow, Patch keeps spreading joy throughout the hospital. But once again, the dean catches him red-handed.
Do you want to tell me what it is you think you're doing?
Just give me a few laughs, sir. The American Journal of Medicine has found that laughter increases secretion of catecholamines and endorphins, which in turn increases oxygenation of the blood, relaxes the arteries, speeds up the heart, decreases blood pressure, which has a positive effect on all cardiovascular and respiratory ailments, as well as overall increasing the immune system response.
Despite Patch's well-reasoned defense, the dean tears into him. He strips Patch of all hospital visitation rights and even questions his exam scores. Someone reported him for cheating. Patch immediately knows who's behind it. He confronts Mitch back at the dorm.
If you don't like me, just say it. I don't like you!
Why don't you like me? You're a prick and I like you.
Because you make my effort a joke!
Turns out Mitch comes from a family of renowned doctors and even won the Thompson Scientific Achievement Award. She's never once slacked off studying textbook cases every single day, preparing for the moment she might save a life. But watching Patch goof around and still outperform her, that breeds jealousy. Because it's a natural talent she can never match. That evening, Patch vents to Truman about the dean's rigid, by-the-book mentality. But Truman thinks the dean has a point. After all, people in hospitals are suffering or dying. Patch fires back, everyone is dying. A hospital's goal should be to improve patients' overall well-being and quality of life, not just delay death. Truman can't decide who's right, so he just advises Patch to keep a low profile. But the dean already has it out for this rule-breaking student. To mess with Patch, he announces that next week's National Medical Lecture will be Patch's responsibility. He's to set up the auditorium and welcome the visiting OBGYN professors with a ceremony befitting their status and prestige. Patch's friends can't think of a good theme, but Patch already has a brilliant idea. The next day, as the bus pulls up to the Virginia Medical College and the visiting experts stroll toward the auditorium, chatting and laughing, they stop dead in their tracks at the decorations.
Come on in! Watch out, it's a little slippery. And if you think it's hot out there, whoa! Come on, come on, come on!
The dean is absolutely livid. But some of the experts can't help but smile. It genuinely feels like a warm welcome. Humiliated, the dean decides to settle all scores at once. He moves to expel this repeat offender from the school.
You have made a complete mockery out of our distinguished guests. And if you think for 1 minute that I will further tolerate your blatant disregard of the bylaws of this... What are you smiling at? Is this all a big joke to you? Get out of here!
To stay enrolled, Patch has no choice but to plead his case to the university president. Fortunately, the president is a reasonable man. Given Patch's excellent grades and his proven ability to reduce patients' negative emotions, the president decides not to expel him. But he can't ignore the dean's authority either, so he orders Patch to stay out of the hospital unless it's an emergency. An emergency comes soon enough. The patient in room 305 is on his deathbed. In his final moments, he asks for Patch by name, begging him to finish the nursery rhyme he never got to complete on their first meeting. But this time, Patch's voice cracks. He can't sing the cheerful melody anymore, because he's watching life slip away right before his eyes. How can anyone hold back the grief? No sooner has he said goodbye to one fading life than he crashes into the hospital's heartless bureaucracy. A mother rushes in, her daughter critically injured in a car accident. But the hospital demands she fill out endless paperwork before she can even see her child. Patch is appalled by the absurdity of it all. Others nearby chime in, venting their own frustrations with the system. Together, they reach a perfect conclusion. The best plan is to never get sick or hurt in the first place. It's just drunken wishful thinking, of course. But the conversation sparks something in Patch. If the current rules are this unreasonable, why not build something entirely new? Strip away all the red tape and absurd regulations? He excitedly shares his vision with Karen. A free clinic. Humor and joy as a second medicine. Patients and doctors working side by side. A place where learning is the highest goal and love is the ultimate purpose. Where everyone helps each other chase their dreams. But Karen thinks the idea is insane. They don't have nearly enough money to lay the foundation, let alone aim higher. Still, she underestimates Patch's determination. 2 years pass. Now juniors, they finally become interns. Patch decides the time is right. One day, he drives Karen deep into the quiet mountains. The car stops at the end of the road. They help each other up to a cliff's edge and take in the breathtaking view, sunlight painting the green valley below in shades of poetry. This is where Patch envisions his future hospital, nestled among these lush hills. As for the funding, it all comes from the old man at the psychiatric hospital. These sprawling mountains and the abandoned cabin, they're just a forgotten corner of the old man's estate. He admires Patch's vision, so he puts up a tiny fraction of his fortune to make the clinic a reality. Most of the patients who come for free treatment are people down on their luck or homeless with nowhere else to go. But here, every person carries a unique story and purpose. Because everyone who receives help also gives back however they can. Everything moves in the right direction. The whole place feels like a paradise. And during this time, Patch and Karen's relationship finally reaches its peak. After 2 full years of pursuit, Karen accepts Patch's love. She confesses that she once suffered devastating emotional trauma. She always envied caterpillars, because no matter how ugly their past, they always emerge as beautiful butterflies. And now, her own broken self has finally been mended by Patch's gentle care, giving her the courage to love again. From then on, Karen wakes every morning to Patch's warm voice reading her romantic poetry. But the happiness doesn't last. One day, a self-harming psychiatric patient shows up at the clinic. Karen's first impression is that the woman seems hostile. But Patch takes her in without hesitation. If we won't show her compassion, where else can she go? He has no idea the price he'll pay for that kindness. As time goes on, the clinic's supplies run dangerously low. The 3 of them split up. Patch and Truman disguise themselves as doctor and patient to borrow medical supplies from the dean's hospital. Meanwhile, Karen goes out to buy daily necessities. When she returns, she finds a message from the patient, Larry, asking for help. She almost ignores it. But remembering Patch's words, she decides to go to the address and offer what help she can. Tragically, her life ends that night. When Patch learns of Karen's death, he's consumed by guilt. Because the real cause of this disaster was his own blind optimism. He can't bring himself to face her funeral. Only after the mourners leave does he slowly approach. Standing over what remains of her presence, he reads aloud the poem he never finished. Life is like a rushing river. The left bank holds unforgettable memories. The right bank stretches toward a distant future. But flowing between them is a sorrow he'll carry for the rest of his life. In the depths of despair, Patch decides to shut down the clinic. Karen's death doesn't just bring a lifetime of grief, it shatters his entire medical philosophy. The dean once said doctors must stay emotionally detached from patients. Back then, Patch scoffed at the idea. Now, he believes it completely. Even as Truman begs him to stay, Patch walks away without looking back. All the props he once used to connect with patients, he throws them away like garbage. But then Mitch suddenly appears and pleads with him not to leave. It took Mitch 2 years to surpass Patch's grades. And now he realizes the gap between them is still enormous. Because even as the top-ranked student, he can't get one stubborn old lady who insists on eating pasta with her hands to eat properly.
I guarantee you I cannot out-diagnose any attending and surgeon in this hospital. But I can't make her eat. You have a gift. You have a way with people. And if you leave, I can't learn this way.
But Patch doesn't budge. He just walks away, hollow and defeated. His heart is too full of regret to hold anything else. He has no expectations left for the future. Standing at the edge of the cliff, ready to join Karen in another world, a butterfly appears. It dances through the air and lands right over his heart. As if to tell him, there's still love and warmth inside you. The butterfly gazes at him, wings gently fluttering. And for a moment, everything feels like that tender time again. Karen once said what she longed for most was to become a butterfly. Now her wish has come true. She's transformed into a radiant butterfly, drifting on the wind to a world beyond. And in that moment, clarity washes over Patch. He needs to fulfill his own original dream, to spread love and hope to as many people as he can. He rushes back to the hospital.
You still want help with Mrs. Kennedy?
Truman and Mitch secretly wheel the old grandmother outside. Waiting for her is a surprise she never expected, a memory from childhood she thought was lost forever. Under everyone's warm gaze, and with Patch's enthusiastic help, this 80-year-old woman becomes a child again, wandering freely through a field of blooming flowers, lost in a beautiful dream. Her wish is finally granted. Her life feels complete. But Patch's stunt makes too big a splash. The dean orders his immediate expulsion.
Why? You don't fit in. There are standards and codes. You make the patients and everyone else around you uncomfortable.
I make you uncomfortable.
Well, you can make this into a personal issue if you'd like.
3 years of hard work, dismissed just like that. Furious, Patch grabs his student file and discovers his scores are nearly perfect across the board. Yet the dean's reason for expulsion? Making patients excessively happy. Bewildered, he turns to Mitch for advice. Mitch suggests he appeal directly to the state medical board. With grades this outstanding, maybe the board will show some leniency and let him continue his studies. Taking Mitch's advice, Patch files a complaint against the dean, arguing that expulsion over a personal vendetta is unjust. But the dean comes prepared. He says nothing about their personal conflicts. Instead, he charges Patch with entering the hospital and practicing medicine without a license. That's a serious accusation and an undeniable fact. The judges start leaning toward the dean, questioning whether Patch ever considered the risk of a patient dying. Facing this uphill battle, Patch stands firm in his own defense. What's wrong with death? A doctor's mission shouldn't just be preventing death, it should be improving the quality of patients' lives.
Death is not the enemy, gentlemen. Why do we want that in a patient-doctor relationship? A doctor's mission should be not just to prevent death, but also to improve the quality of life. That's why you treat a disease, you win, you lose. You treat a person, I guarantee you'll win, no matter what the outcome.
Then he turns to the room full of medical students and delivers a message. Many miracles in medicine don't come from brilliant techniques or powerful drugs. They come from a positive mindset and genuine emotional connection. So from this moment on, stop chasing grades alone. Learn to communicate. Spread positive energy. Learn from the nurses who spend every day with patients. Learn from the professors who pour their humanity into their work at the hospital. Finally, he declares to the judges and everyone present his resolve to become the best doctor in the world, even if he can't graduate today.
Now you have the ability to prevent me from graduating. You can keep me from getting the title and the white coat. But you can't control my spirit, gentlemen. You can't keep me from learning. You can't keep me from studying. But I promise you one thing. I am a thorn that will not go away.
His words leave every judge sitting in silence, heads bowed in thought. This is a battle between rules and humanity, between cold indifference and passionate conviction. Just then, Truman bursts through the doors. Behind him are the patients Patch has helped over the years, all there to show their support. The children are all wearing those silly rubber red noses. Under the gaze of everyone in the room, they offer the highest tribute to the love and joy Patch has brought into their lives. The medical board reaches a unanimous decision. Patch's actions serve to improve the existing healthcare system and its philosophy. While there were minor violations, they cannot overshadow his profound compassion for patients. The dean's charges are dismissed. Patch keeps his right to continue studying. The moment the verdict is announced, the entire room erupts in applause and cheers. Patch's spark of hope has already begun to spread through these halls of medicine, and it will grow into an unstoppable wildfire. Time marches on. A year later, the college chapter draws to a close. Patch takes the stage as a distinguished graduate. Dean Walcott himself presents the diploma.
Well, I'm happy to see you finally decided to conform.
More than you know, sir.
And Patch saves his final college prank for graduation day, delivering a surprise no one sees coming. And, of course, a few jaw drops along the way. This is a true story. Over the next 12 years, Patch followed his vision and founded a home-based healthcare center. He treated over 15,000 patients, completely free of charge. By 1998, over 1,000 doctors were on a waiting list, ready to quit their jobs and join his cause. It's worth noting that the real Patch Adams had issues with this film. He felt it distorted his medical philosophy. The movie overlooked the role of proper medication in treatment and exaggerated the power of laughter in curing illness. In reality, he never once doubted that a doctor's core job is diagnosing and prescribing, not entertaining patients. What he truly pursued was building a positive, humane, and compassionate healthcare environment. He wanted to reform the increasingly cold and impersonal doctor-patient relationship of his time. Humor and laughter were meant to be a second remedy, complementing real medicine. The goal was to improve patients' well-being, inside and out, and enhance their quality of life, healing their bodies while also healing their hearts. His ideas were far ahead of their time. But there's no denying they helped reshape healthcare philosophy. That clinic in West Virginia became a beacon, a paradise that countless patients and doctors dreamed of. Even if his vision never spread like wildfire as he'd hoped, it remains an invaluable legacy for those who follow. Even when faced with obstacles and doubt, even when standing against the entire world, nothing could shake his conviction. And that unwavering pursuit is something every dreamer shares. May we all live as Patch did, with sincere determination and fearless courage. To practice what we believe in. To chase the dreams we hold dear. Let every action light the way forward. Let every effort illuminate the road ahead. Until we reach that place where the heart finds peace, our own utopia. Beyond the mountains and seas, the future of our ideals shines bright and free. Through dust and glory, at the end of youth, the view is boundless and beautiful.
Every